In this video, your man Lukie is going to break down this weekend's top-ranked card, but I'm mainly going to focus on what everyone wants me to talk about. Oscar Valdez versus Emanuel Navarrete. It's the WBO world title on the line. It's the super featherweight title. Navarrete is making his first title defense. I'm going to tell you why I think this might be a one-sided fight. Stick around, you'll get my take, but let's listen to the groovy intro first. So, to me, this fight screams Oscar Valdez is going to dominate. I know a lot of people are high on Emanuel Navarrete, but if you look at Navarrete's past two performances and you look at his body at the weigh-ins, and yes, I'm a body guy, I'm a body language doctor, Navarrete is looking soft to the body. He had a terrible performance against Eduardo Baez before he stopped Baez to the body. Then he got dropped. He was really struggling with Liam Wilson. Wilson kind of punched himself out to a certain degree, and on top of that, Navarrete's power kind of took over in the second half of the fight. But we're looking at two shaky performances where it's looking as though Navarrete doesn't fully have the commitment to be a pound-for-pound top 10 fighter. The thing about Oscar Valdez is sometimes he fights with his heart on his sleeves, but we've never once questioned the commitment Oscar Valdez has to the sport of boxing at all. To me, this fight is very similar to the Burchelt fight. If not, it's going to be a faster result. I see Valdez kind of taking over and dominating and making a big statement. Valdez is searching for his Barea versus Mirles moment. He's searching for his Mexican War. And I think he's going to continue searching after this because I think that what we're going to see is two different mentalities in the ring. You're going to see Oscar Valdez, who's willing to lay it all on the line, and Navarrete, who has the same mentality, but I don't think he's made those same steps in preparation for this. You've got Oscar Valdez with a world-class team, Navarrete with a team that seems like it's most comfortable for him at this present moment. To me, Valdez, after this night, will be a three-time world champion, and I wouldn't be shocked if he actually gets a stoppage in this fight based upon his level of conditioning. Now, when we look deeper on this card, we have Raymond Danger Muratalla. He's someone that Robert Garcia has been very heavily touting, but he's in tougher than most people think. He's taking on a guy named Diego Nunes, and people are like, oh, who's Diego Nunes guy? Well, Diego Nunes is 17-0, 16 knockouts. Yes, most of his fights are against unknown opposition, but Raymond Danger Muratalla was just dropped in a recent fight, not his last fight where he got the stoppage, but Muratalla has been praised as the next Jesse Bam Rodriguez. This is really a moment for Danger Muratalla to establish himself and say, hey, Keyshawn Davis, hey, Abdullah Mason, hey, Charlie Sheehy, hey, all the great fighters in this division. I am here, and I'm going to be knocking on the doors of a world title shot in the very, very near future. I mean, Danger Muratalla might be a guy who fights Shakur Stevenson very, very soon. He's someone to keep an eye on because we always have to think about who's going to land a big fight. Danger Muratalla is going to land a big fight. Why? It's with Robert Garcia. Robert Garcia, a very powerful person in boxing, and he can fight. So those two things are going to land. But he's in a fight where the guy he's fighting has a lot of power. This seems like a gut check fight to make sure that he has the tools for that type of fight that he's probably going to be offered either later this year or early next year. Richard Torrez Jr., one step closer to being moved faster and faster, taking on Willie Jake Jr. Willie Jake Jr., seasoned veteran. Let me look right here, half-baked research. I want to say I saw him in 2019 fight Frank Sanchez, and I did. He fought in Shreveport. I actually shared an elevator with Willie Jake when he was an undefeated fighter. He lost to Frank Sanchez, and the ring broke for that. Richard Torrez, to me, spitting image of Tommy Morrison. Very interesting fighter, very underrated fighter because people always look at his size and say, oh man, that can't work. Richard Torrez, one of the greatest interviews, one of the most fascinating people in the sport. Aggressive, powerful, big punching. I'm a big fan of Richard Torrez, and I think that this is going to be an interesting step up because this is the next level of competition. Let's see how he does and if he can separate at this level. When looking at other fights on this undercard, the one that stands out to me the most is a rematch, Antonio Mirles versus Dajuan Calloway. And why is this fight standing out to me so much? Because that first fight was a knockdown, drag-out affair in Fresno, California. It was something that we had absolutely no clue how the result was going to go, but it was super fun. Some people felt Calloway won. The judges sided with Mirles. This is going to be one of those, hey man, do you want to keep your contract type fights? I'd advise anyone that loves the purity of the sport of boxing to tune in early, because this might be the best fight of the night. Also, another sneaky good fighter to keep your eye on, someone that's consistently overlooked, is Lindolfo Delgado. Very big puncher, powerful guy, just doesn't seem to quite have the same activity as a lot of his peers, but a very interesting fighter that you should probably be aware of, because he could win a world title in the future. So this is my thoughts on the Top Rank card. Let me know what you think, and that's it.